Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a seriously OP character in the Marvel Universe, a name that strikes fear into the hearts of heroes and villains alike. This character's power? Let's just say it's comparable to a million exploding sun. Yeah, it's that crazy. So much so that in big team battles, the good guys have to swear they won't be the first to unleash him. Because once this beast is off the leash, it's game over for everyone. And that character is Sentry. Having just watched Sentry's appearance in the Thunderbolts movie, I gotta say, this walking nuclear bomb is still insanely powerful. But compared to the original comics, this adaptation is a bit toned down. In the comics, Sentry can go all out and turn Hulk into a pile of broken bones, obliterate Asgard with a single blast, and rip the god of war Ares in half with a casual attack. So just how strong is Sentry? Let's take a look at his official Marvel power stats. Each category is graded out of 7, and Sentry scores a 5 in intelligence, which is genius level. He's in the same league as Magneto, Professor X, Black Panther, Beast, and Dr. Octopus. Yeah, Sentry, or Bob Reynolds, might seem a bit goofy, but he's actually as smart as Professor X. He's a master in mechanical engineering, architecture, and computer science. In the comics, he even built his own watchtower. It's just that his output is so ridiculously violent that his teammates see him as a demigod. For example, Sentry's strength is a 7 out of 7, meaning he can lift upwards of 100 tons with no known limit. He's on par with powerhouses like Void, Thor, Thanos, Hulk, Juggernaut, Apocalypse, and Null. His speed is a 5, ranging from about 680 meters per second to 7.8 kilometers per second, putting him in the same speed category as Doctor Doom, Iron Man, Human Torch, and Captain Marvel. His durability is a 6, which is Superman level, somewhere between invulnerable and nearly invincible, alongside characters like Doctor Doom, Iron Man, Thor, and Apocalypse. His energy projection is a 3, meaning he can unleash short bursts of energy, similar to Iron Fist, Green Goblin, and Black Panther. And his fighting skills are a 2, which is just average. He's in the same boat as Hulk, Venom, Galactus, Hela, and Silver Surfer. These guys don't really need fighting skills. They can level mountains with a flick of their wrist. Sentry is the same. Back in the day, the Soviets were too scared to let him loose unless they needed maximum damage output. So, the million-dollar question: who exactly is Sentry? Take a good look at this seemingly harmless dude. This is Sentry, Robert Bob Reynolds. He's not an alien. He's not a mutant. He just accidentally drank a vial of golden Sentry serum and gained the power of a million exploding sun. In the comics, the golden Sentry serum was derived from solar energy, with the ultimate goal of replicating the super soldier serum but amplifying its effects 1,000-fold. Reynolds basically drank it by mistake, and boom, instant god-tier power, making him one of Marvel's most overpowered characters. But the real science behind the serum is that it causes the user's molecular structure to shift out of sync with spacetime. Ultimately, Sentry's insane powers are rooted in reality warping, and the source of his abilities comes from an anomalous time stream where a million sun are constantly exploding and being reborn endlessly. Long story short, after gaining his powers, Bob had a makeover and became Marvel's golden-clad, golden-haired version of Superman. When they don't need him causing trouble, Bob plays the hero. But when they do need him to cut loose, that's when Bob's evil alter ego, the Void, takes over. The Void is an ancient, primordial evil, awakened when Bob became Sentry, and it resides within Bob's inner demons. For years, Bob has been suppressing the Void with his willpower. But when he loses control and the Void takes over, it's doomsday for Earth. Like in the early Sentry comics, the Void went on a rampage in Manhattan, killing 1 million people and breaking every bone in Hulk's body. When Bob found out that he and the Void were two sides of the same coin, he became obsessed with erasing himself, this ticking time bomb. He teamed up with Mr. Fantastic and Doctor Strange to make the whole world forget about Sentry, and even flew into the sun to try and incinerate himself. But none of it worked. The Void always comes back. This eternal struggle between his true self and his inner demon is the tragic fate of Sentry, this dark Superman. He can be an Omega-level threat in the eyes of Mr. Fantastic, or he can be all-powerful, like a god, as White Queen said. He once fought one of Hulk's strongest forms, World Breaker Hulk, to a standstill, and they nearly destroyed all of New York City before reverting to their normal states. Later, Sentry was manipulated by Norman Osborn into joining the Dark Avengers. During a fight with Molecule Man, Sentry accidentally discovered that he could manipulate molecules like a creator, and he turned around and owned Molecule Man, one of Marvel's most powerful beings. Besides being able to vaporize and erase opponents at the molecular level, Sentry also used this ability to resurrect his recently deceased wife and even heal his psychiatrist's daughter just by spending some time with her in a room. Then came the Siege event in 2010. To protect Norman Osborn, Sentry brutally ripped the Greek god of war Ares in half. It was a super violent scene, a truly infamous moment in Marvel history. By this point, Sentry had completely lost it, with the Void in full control. He obliterated Asgard with a blast and reduced Loki to ashes. It took the combined might of the Avengers to finally subdue the Void, and Thor threw Bob's body into the sun, finally putting an end to this catastrophe. But, believe it or not, years later, Sentry was resurrected by the villainous Apocalypse twins and became one of the 4 horsemen of Apocalypse, the Deathseed Sentry. Sentry did merge with the Void again, but thankfully, he didn't go evil. This new version of Sentry chose self-exile, seeking peace among the stars. It wasn't until the symbiote god Null invaded Earth that the Avengers sent Sentry a group invite. Bob, without hesitation, returned to Earth to defend it. Null made the first move, boasting, "I have an army of symbiotes," and Captain America retorted, "Well, we have Sentry." And then Null promptly ripped Sentry in half. Talk about a cell phone. Because Null is the embodiment of primordial chaos, and the Void within Sentry is powerless before him. And so, Sentry, who spent his entire life wrestling with his inner demons, finally found release. Guided by Valkyrie, his soul departed to the afterlife, finding peace at last. As for his body, it was taken by villains and turned into a doomsday weapon, his powers divided among 6 people, but we won't get into those gory details. So yeah, that's the story of Marvel's two-faced powerhouse, the tragic and fractured life of Sentry. He shines like gold, but can't escape the whirlpool of fate. The power of a million exploding sun can't break the chains of destiny. In a single thought, he can switch between a saint and a devil. They call him a walking nuclear bomb, but they forget that he once wanted to be a hero. So, we've journeyed together through Sentry's tragic, yet incredibly powerful story. From an ordinary person to an entity with the power of a million sun, Sentry is proof that power doesn't always come hand in hand with happiness. The line between hero and destroyer is so thin with Sentry, and that's perhaps what makes this character so special and memorable. What are your thoughts on Sentry? Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. Thank you all for watching, and see you in the next video.